Today we'll discuss about Zoology chapter. Hello student, welcome to our channel. Today we'll discuss about subject of Zoology. Chapter is Taxonomy. 120 क्वेश्चंस का मैराथन जाएगा. इसमें पहला क्वेश्चन है हु इज़ नोन एज द फादर ऑफ टैक्सोनॉमी. कौन है फादर ऑफ टैक्सोनॉमी का? कार्लस लिनियस, जो कि वो टैक्सोनॉमी बिकॉज he developed the system of binomial nomenclature and hierarchical classification system which are still in use today. Next question. The scientific name of organism consists of two parts. What are they? That's genus and species. Okay, genus and species. Next question. Which of the following is the correct order of taxonomy? Hierarchy from most inclusive to least inclusive. कौन सा? वो पहला वाला. वो पहला क्या होता है? किंगडम्स, देन फाइलम, देन क्लास, ऑर्डर, फैमिली, जेनस एंड स्पेसिस. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. In the scientific name Panthera leo, that's Panthera represents the which family? Panthera मतलब क्या होता है? वो genus होता है. क्या होता है? Genus. Panthera is the genus name for large cats like lions, tigers and leopards. Leo is the specific epithet for lion. Next question. The five kingdom classification was proposed by कौन? R.H. Whittaker. कौन? R.H. Whittaker. Okay. R.H. Whittaker proposed the five kingdom system, thus Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia in 1969, based on the cell structure, mode of nutrition, body organisms. Which taxonomies aid is a collection of preserved plant specimen. क्या होता है? वो हर्बेरियम होता है. क्या? हर्बेरियम. थर्ड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज द प्राइमरी बेसिस फॉर द थ्री डोमेन सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन? क्या होता है वो? थर्ड. राइबोसोमल आरएनए, दैट्स कॉल्ड आरआरएनए. थ्री डोमेन्स क्या होते हैं? आर्किया, बैक्टीरिया एंड यूकेरिया. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. organisms in which kingdom are prokaryotic. prokaryotic क्या होता है? वो मोनेरा. क्या होता है? मोनेरा. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ए टैक्सोन refers to, टैक्सोन का मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है any unit of a classification systems regardless of its rank. Next question. Which of the following is not a rule of binomial nomenclature? Binomial nomenclature meaning नहीं होता है को वो क्या है? The scientific name is always written in Latin. जो साइंटिफिक नेम होता है, कुछ साइंटिफिक जो कुछ वर्ड जो होता है वो लैटिन भाषा में होता है, लेकिन हर कुछ लैटिन वर्ड में नहीं होता है. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट डज द टर्म सिस्टमेटिक्स रिफर्स टू? सिस्टमेटिक का मतलब क्या होता है? मतलब होता है टू स्टडी ऑफ एवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप्स अमंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन जूलॉजिकल नोमेनक्लेचर द फैमिली नेम एंड्स विद द सफिक्स. क्या होता है वो? लास्ट आइडिया. दैट मीन्स in zoology family name is typically end in ida, that means hominidae for great apes, helipidae for cats. okay, suffix क्या होता है? axi, that means family. okay, next question. The biological species concept defines a species as a group of organisms. वो क्या होता है? Can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. Next question. A taxonomy key that consists of a series of paired contrasting statements in is called that क्या क्या कहते हैं वो? Dichotomous key. Okay. Next question. Which of this is a considered a living fossil? वो क्या होता है living fossil? वो coelacanth. That means the coelacanth is a fish that was brought to be exist for millions of years until it was rediscovered in 1939. It was changed very little from its fossil ancestors, hence the term living fossil. Next question. The term phylum was coined by phylum वो जो word है वो कौन कहते हैं? Haeckel. Ernest Haeckel, a German biologist and naturalist, coined several terms in biology, including phylum, phylogeny, or ecology. Next question. Which phylum is characterized by a segmented body, joint appendage, and an exoskeleton made of chitin? वो कहते हैं anthropoda. Third one. Okay. Next question. Taxonomies, which that means where the generic name and specific epithet are in the same. That's क्या होता है वो होता है zoological nomenclature. Next question. Okay, क्या होता है? Which domain includes extremophils like thermophils and halophils? Archaea. Okay. Next question. A type, specimen or holotypes. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है a single physical specimen upon which the description and name of a new species is based. Next question. Organisms in the phylum Peripera are commonly known as sponges. क्या होता है? Sponges होता है. Next question. Next question. The study of classification based on overall similarities, usually in morphology, without regard to phylogeny. That means क्या होता है वो? Phonetics. Next question. Which class does a bat belong to? क्या होता है? Mammalia. Okay. Next question. Cnidaria is a phylum characterized by stinging cells called cenocyte. Next question. What is the main difference between chordates and non-chordates? वो क्या होते हैं? Presence of notochord. Okay. Next question. The book Systema Naturae was written by Carlos Linnaeus. Okay. Then which of this is a joyless fish? वो क्या होते हैं? Lamprey. Next question. The International Code of Biological Nomenclature, thus ICZN, govern the naming of all living. That means the naming of animals only. वो क्या होते हैं? ICZN, that is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. Next question. A cladogram is a diagram that represents evolutionary relationship between evolutionary relationships or phylogeny. Next question: which animal phylum has a water vascular system? That's Echinodermata. Okay. Next question: a character that is shared by two or more taxa and is inherited from a common ancestor is called this synapomorphic. Okay. Next question: Plathylemithans are commonly known as flatorms. क्या होता है फ्लैट आर्म्स? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन: which of the following is an egg laying mammals? बोलिए क्या होता है वो? प्लेटोफाइस, प्लेटाइपस. Next question: the taxonomic rank between class and family is order. It's called order. Okay. Next question: a group of organisms that includes a common ancestor and all of its descendant is known as क्या होता है? monophyletic group or clade. Next question: the term metazoa refers to all animals. Next question: which phylum includes snails, clams and octopus? Mollusca. क्या होता है? Mollusca. Next question: organisms with a true coelom, that body cavity, are called isolemats. Next question: in the three domain system, which domain is most closely related to eukaryote? वो क्या होते हैं? Archaea. The study of fossil to understand the history of life is called paleontology. That means the study of life of the geological past that involves the analysis of plant and animal fossils. Okay. Next question: which class includes animals that have a three-chambered heart, that's two arteria and one ventricles? That's amphibia. Okay. That's example like frogs and salamanders. That's they typically have three chambers of heart, which allows for some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in the ventricle. Next question: a paraphyletic group includes a common ancestor, but not all of its descendants. Which of these is a classic example? Thus, reptilia. Next question: the phylum Nematoda consists of organisms commonly known as क्या होता है वो राउंड ऑर्म होता है. क्या होता है? राउंड ऑर्म. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन: व्हाट इज ए टाइप लोकेलिटी? क्या होता है टाइप लोकेलिटी? मतलब द जियोलॉजिकल लोकेशन वेयर द टाइप स्पेसिमेन वाज ओरिजिनली कलेक्टेड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन: व्हिच ऑफ दिस इज ए कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ फाइलम एनलिडिया? क्या होता है वो? मेटामेरिक सेगमेंटेशन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन: होमोलोगस स्ट्रक्चर्स आर दोस दैट क्या होता है वो? आर सिमिलरली ड्यू टू शेयर एंसेस्ट्री. Next question: analogous structures are a result of convergent evolution. क्या होता है? Convergent evolution. Next question: which of the following is not a subphylum of Chordata? Hemichordata is not a subphylum of Chordata. Next, the law of priority in taxonomy states that answer is second one. The first published valid name for a species is the correct one to use. Next question. The class Chondricites includes which animal? There's cartilaginous fish. Cartilaginous fishes. Okay. That means Chondricites, that means sharks, rays, and ducks, are characterized by a skeleton made primarily of cartilage rather than bone. Rather than bone. Next question. What is the primary defining characteristic of the class Ave? Feathers. Next, which order do humans, apes, and monkeys belong to? क्या होता है? Primates. A group of closely related genera form family. क्या होते हैं? Family होते हैं. Which of this is not a characteristic feature of a phylum Chordata? An open circulatory system. They don't have the characteristic of feature of phylum Chordata. Next question. The term biodiversity refers to a variety of life on earth at all levels, from genes to ecosystems. Next question. A keystone species is one that the answer is has a disproportionately large effect on its environment relative to its abundance. Next question. Which insect order has the most described species? Coleoptera, that's beetles. Next, what is the term for an organism that lives on or in a host causing it harm? That's parasite. क्या होता है? Parasite. Next question. Which kingdom includes multicellular eukaryotic heterotrophic organisms with cell walls made of chitin? That's fungi. Next, what is the scientific name of the modern human? Scientific name क्या होता है वो? Homo sapiens. Next question. The class osteocytes refers to bony fish. Next question. Metamorphosis is a characteristic process in which of this class? Amphibia. Many amphibians, like frogs, undergo significant metamorphosis from a larval stage to an adult form. Next question. Which of the following is an example of protist? क्या होता है वो protist का? Amphibia. Next question. What is the study of the geographic distribution of species called biogeography? Biogeography is that explore which where species live and why, integrating information from geography, geology, and biology. Next question. Which order of mammals is characterized by a pouch? Then marsupials, then marsupialia. Next, poikilotherming, that means cold-blooded animals, includes all of the following except birds. Birds, that's aves, and mammals are homothermic, warm-blooded, meaning they maintain a constant internal body temperature regardless of environment. Next question. The simplest multicellular animals belong to the phylum Porifera. Next question. The body of tapeworm is made of a series of reproductive units called proglottids. Which of these phyla exhibits radial symmetry in its adult form? Thus, Cnidaria. An organism that is active at dawn and dusk is described as crepuscular. Phylogenetic trees are constructed based on the principle of all of this. That's maximum parsimony, maximum livelihood, Bayesian interference, all of this. Next question. Which group of arthropods has two pair of antennae? Then crustaceans. क्या होता है? Crustaceans. The class Archaecinida includes all of the following except millipedes. Next question. What is the function of the swim bladder in bonyfish? That's buoyancy control. Next question. Cephalation, the concentration of sense organs that the anterior end is most associated with bilateral symmetry. Next question. The radula is a unique feeding organ found in most mollusks. Okay. Next question. The notochord in vertebrate is replaced by the vertebral columns. Next question. The larvae of echinoderms like starfish have bilateral symmetry. Next question. Which of the following is a deuterostome? Chordata. Okay. Next question. The suffix oidea in zoological classification typically denotes superfamily. क्या होता है? Superfamily. Next question. Molecular taxonomy primarily uses data from DNA and proteins. Next question. The amniotic eggs was crucially evolutionary innovation for reptiles, birds, and mammals to reproduce on land. Next question. Which of this is not a primate? Primate क्या नहीं होता है? वो होता है tree square. Next question. What does parthenogenesis mean? उसका मीनिंग क्या होता है? Develop upon a embryo from an unfertilized egg. Next question. The class Agnantha contains lampreys and hagfish. Next question. Which of the following has a four-chamber heart? Four-chamber heart क्या होता है? Crocodile. Unlike other living reptiles which have a three-chamber, the frog, lizard, snake, crocodilian have a fully four-chamber heart similarly to birds and mammals. This is an example of convergent evolution. Next question. The respiratory organs in most terrestrial arthropods sorry, arthropods, then trachea. Next question, the tunicats belongs to which subphylum? Or Urochordata. Urochordata. Next question, what is ring species? Ring species क्या होता है? A species where two populations do not interbreed but are connected by a chain of a interbreeding population. Next question. Malpighian tubules are excretory organs in insects. Okay. Next question. Which term describe an animal that eats both plants and animals? Omnivore. Omnivore has a diet consisting of a variety of food sources, including plants, animals, fungi, algae. Human are a prime example. ओके मनुष्य जो ह्यूमन बॉडी है वो भी प्राइम एग्जाम्पल होता है omnivore का. The flame cells that are excretory structure found in Plathelminths. Okay, that means flatworms. Next example, which of this is a placental mammal? Dolphin. क्या होता है? Dolphin. Next question. A sessile organism is on that is fixed in on place immobile. Next question. What is the key difference between insect or arachnid? Number of body segments and legs. The valence line is a boundary that separates the geographical realms. वो क्या थे? एशिया एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया. नेम आफ्टर अल्फ्रेड रुसेल वालेस is line. This line marks a stark difference in fauna, with Asian species to the west and with species of Australian origin to the east. Next question. Which of the following is not a class within the phylum Molluscus? That's Crustacea. Next question. The term endemic species refers to a species that is found only in a specific geographical area. Next question. Which sub-discipline of taxonomy deals with principles and procedures of classification? Alpha taxonomy. क्या होता है alpha taxonomy? An animal with a backbone is called a vertebrata. Okay. Next question. Which animal possesses chromatophores for rapid color change? Cuttlefish. Next question. The larval stage of butterfly is called a caterpillar. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is a characteristic of a prokaryotic cells found in Monera? The circular DNA not enclosed in a nucleus. Next question. The term ecology was coined by Ernest Haeckel. E. Haeckel. क्या होता है? E. Haeckel. Next question. The species whose scientific name is Teutonum. Gurlia. The process of shedding on exoskeleton is एसिडिस. ओके. और मॉल्टिंग कहा जाता है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which group of animal is characterized by tube feed? क्या होता है? echinoderms. Next, the binomial name should be written in which language format? Italics. Next question. What is the defining feature of the order Redontia? A single pair of continuously growing incisors. Okay. Next question. Which of this is not a great ape? That's family Hominidia. क्या नहीं होते वो होते gibbon. Gibbons belongs to the family Hylobatidia. They are considering lesser apes. The great apes, that means hominidia includes organoturs, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, humans. Next question. Bioluminescence is a characteristic feature of many organisms in which phylum? Ctenophora. क्या होता है टेनोफोरा. Next question. The protozoans development, the blastopora becomes the mouth. Okay. Next question. What is the primary food source of a Detritivora? That's dead organic matter. The study of animal behavior is called ethology. A hibernatic animal does which of the following? Then lower its body temperature and metabolic rate. Next question. The phylum Rotifera is named for its will like a corona. Will like a corona. Next question. Which of the following is a flying insect? Dragonfly. Okay. Next question. The Cambrian explosion refers to the rapid diversity of multicellular animal. That means the Cambrian explosion around 541 million a year ago was a period when most major animal phyla appear in the fossil record. Which of this is a social insect? वो क्या होते हैं? Termite. Okay. Next question. The extinct group of marine arthropods dominant in the Paleozoic era were that is trilobites. Next question. What type of symmetry does a human body exhibit? Bilateral. क्या होता है? Bilateral. Next question. The book on the origin of species was authored by Charles Darwin. When it is published, that in 1959. What is that in book? That is Evolutionary Biology. Introduced the theory of the evolution by natural selection. Next question. Which of this is a filter feeder? क्या होता है? Bronchial. Next question. The swim bladder of a bony fish is homologous to the in human the lungs. Okay. Which of the following belongs to the order Catacea? क्या होता है वो? Hole. Next question. The neotype is a specimen that is selected to the type of specimen when the original holotype is lost or destroyed. Okay, this is the last question. And thank you, and subscribe our channel or like and share your comments for more video, please subscribe. Okay, thank you.